Hello and welcome to the third episode of our coverage from the Classic TT here on the Isle of Man. Now on the Sunday, the tradition is that you come up to the Festival of Derby, but also while you're at Derby, why not hop into this treasure chest of automotive awesomeness? It's the Isle of Man Motor Museum. This is Darren Cunningham, Museum Director of the Isle of Man Motor Museum. Darren, welcome to BikeSocial. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much for having me.
This is fascinating, this place. How long's it been open? It looks very fresh and new and airy.
Yeah, we opened in May 2015, so about 3.5 years now. So it's grown a huge amount since we opened as well. We're now up to sort of 320 bikes in here and about 200 cars and trucks and buses and all sorts of things.
Some terrific pieces of history and nostalgia here.
We've got the Gilera, the works Gilera in that is the sister bike to the one Bob McIntyre did the first 100-mile-an-hour lap on, and that's just such an incredible machine.
And we're sitting in a steam car from
1907. This is a Stanley H4 Gentleman Speedy Roadster. It can do about 75 mile an hour, and it can definitely still do it. It's got the power to do it quite easily.
Because you've already been riding a horse and cart and a tank this morning, not your average day.
No, well, we've got a horse tram, one of the old Douglas trams that's been put on a Mercedes Sprinter chassis by a friend of ours. He's loaned it to the museum, so we've just had that out and about, and I'm about to take our Abbott self-propelled gun over to the Festival of Derby today.
Fantastic. It's a place where anybody can come and spend many hours and not lose interest. It's fascinating. Exactly. Thanks for joining us.
Did you know it takes up to 400 to 500 volunteers for us to go racing around the Isle of Man TT course? They play an integral part in keeping both the riders and spectators safe. We popped along the other night to lend a hand. So I wanted to go marshalling for a very long time, but never really known how to go about it or had the opportunity to do so. So we're down here with the guys at TTMA and I'm going to go get signed up. So that's it, I'm all signed up, ready for tonight. We've just bumped into Joe Pack from Manx Radio TT. Joe, you looking forward to it?
I really am, and I was sat at home yesterday, I was watching on social media how there's a desperate need for marshals, and I thought, why not sign on? I've not had this opportunity to be able to do it before, because normally I'm working, but with the extra practice this afternoon, I thought, go for it. So I'm really looking forward to it, but I'm actually quite nervous, Chris. I'm quite nervous.
Yellow is a warning flag, so basically if it's held stationary, it's to tell the riders that there's something that they need to be prepared to slow down for. But remember, the course is like 37 miles long and it could be raining here, but not up there.
We're about to meet the head marshal at this sector. She's going to tell me my duties for the evening and just run me through how I can help out with qualifying tonight. Really looking forward to it, lots to learn, lots to see. I can't wait to get going. This is Tony from Bournemouth. This is his first ever time at the Isle of Man TT and he's helping a hand tonight with us marshalling. How did you find it? It was awesome, wasn't it?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, the noise is phenomenal. It hurts your neck and your ears as you scan through. It is just incredible, yeah. It's a privilege to be here, really. I never realised the work that goes into this. You're so used to seeing people waving flags and you're nodding and you're doing what you're told. And all of a sudden, there's quite a lot of responsibility, really.
yeah. That's just a that was a travelling marshal who went past. Well, that's it. I've just finished my first night's marshalling at the Classic TT and Manx Grand Prix, and I've absolutely loved it. I've met some incredible people, had a great time. This is Helen, she's head sector marshal at Crosby. Helen, how did I get on? Will you want me back tomorrow night?
Absolutely, you did amazing. We had a few things to deal with tonight, didn't we? We had some flags to deal with, and we had a bike stopped, and we did have some other new marshals around as well, so absolutely everyone's welcome back. You did a good job and well done.
Fascinating stuff there, Chris, and it just goes to show how important the squad of volunteer marshals are at the TT and Classic TT. Now, up next, we send our reporter Rachael Clegg to go and talk to a local resident.
Black Forest Gatto, the biggest Victoria sponge in the world, loads of coffee, a top TT racer. Where else could we be but comrades? And here's Conor Cummins. Hello, Conor.
How you doing?
Father, you've opened a business, you've had possibly one of your most successful years ever racing. How does it feel now to be surrounded by people, fans?
It's quite, well, it's a remarkable experience really. It's all a bit sort of crazy, you know. Started my business 3 years ago and here we are, my first proper coffee shop, so it's amazing. That was earlier in the year, and then it was straight to the Northwest 200 and then TT and then Ulster, and it's just, I wouldn't say the hard work's done, but you know, we've got a Classic TT to do now this coming week, and you know, it's hard work, but I like that.
Quite an iconic production machine, the Delta box, it's Will Superbike bike. It's
the Yamaha OW01, this is what I rode for the last 2 years, and built by Padgett's, brilliant bit of kit. You know, this is the bike that Rob McElnay rode to a podium position in a World Superbike race, I think in 92, 93, I think.
When you're riding it and you're aware of that history and you're aware of the fact this has got a bike with provenance, does it add a bit more pressure?
Not really, no. It's a bike at the end of the day, and it's one that the Classic TT is all about having fun, in my opinion. You know, our serious racing's all done at the TT in June, so we get to enjoy ourselves this time of year on the bike. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
And obviously this year, you were saying before that it's like the carrot's been dangled.
Yeah.
And you know, finished second Superbike race, amazing results. Ulster Grand Prix, phenomenal. What do you think about next year?
Well, it can only get better, I think. It can only get better. We've had a good solid year, and we've got something to build on, and we'll get a bit of momentum behind us, and there's no reason why we can't go faster.
And Rachael also spoke to the lightweight Classic TT winner Lee Johnson about the differences in machinery between the TT bikes and the Classic TT bikes.
So Lee, welcome back to the Isle of Man. I say that like I live here, but you're back again.
Yeah, it's special place, isn't it? Especially at the Classic.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You get to ride bikes that I didn't even ever get to see before. Do you know what I mean? Like some of the older guys are chuffed to see things again, but for me, it's like first time round. It's like riding 250s and stuff. So yeah, super excited.
Is it weird that, like, obviously this year you're on the RS250 two-stroke machine. You've never ridden a two-stroke machine before. When you first went on it, what differences did you feel riding a two-stroke compared to the massive production machines you raced?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is the engine braking. You know, a two-stroke engine is no engine braking. It's like a low free play. As soon as you downshift or whatever, it's not like a four-stroke motor that it pulls on you and stuff. So that's the biggest noticeable thing. And you just have to be a little bit more gentle. Do you know what I mean? New bikes we ride now, super bikes, you give them a hard time. You know what I mean? The bikes, you can downshift them. We've got slipper clutches and everything. So two-stroke's not like that, and you just need to be a little bit more mechanical sympathy.
So you've got to be gentle.
Yeah. It's like an old woman, isn't it? You have to,
yeah,
you
well,
have to
they are
caress
old
them.
women now. Well, 1996, it's not that old, yeah. But But also, it's like the parts are so expensive, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like thousands of pounds for a crankcase.
It's just because you can't get them anymore, do you know what I mean? Luckily enough for me, Clive has quite a lot of stuff, but it doesn't make it any easier when stuff cracks. We broke a crank and stuff at the Ulster, a piston and stuff like that, but it's it's still really, really expensive, and it's getting harder and harder for these bikes to get out, do you know what I mean? So the fact that everybody comes and supports the event's the most important thing, do you know what I mean? Because everybody wants to see them and smell them and hear them. So
I think it's as much kind of a movie museum as it is about the racing, isn't it?
It's funny because we all talk about we're here for fun or whatever, but when Conor or anyone sets off down Bray Hill, we're all pushing like mad, do you know what I mean? Just right,
even on these older machines.
Oh yeah, you want to win, do you know what I mean?
Proper racing.
Yeah, you're all racers inside, do you know what I mean? If we were setting off in go-karts, we'd all push to get to the bottom of the hill the quickest, wouldn't we? That's your mentality. So that's what it's all about.
Some of the most beautifully prepared bikes are from Team Classic Suzuki. And before they came out here to the Isle of Man, I went to their headquarters to see how preparations were going. Yes, so here we are at the Team Classic Suzuki headquarters, and I'm joined by Nathan and Tim. Welcome, guys. So, looking forward to the Classic this year?
Yeah, we always do. It's obviously the 5th year that we've entered the Classic as it's officially been known. Our 3rd year with Suzuki's full backing and involvement with it.
What are you running this year? You've got an RG500, right, which isn't here, and this that isn't called the XR69.
No, this is often referred to as the XR69. Its actual name is it's a Team Classic Suzuki Formula 1 bike.
Yeah.
And as you stated, we've also got the RG500. So Danny Webb riding that should be really good to watch that.
Well, he's the ideal size for that kind of bike.
It is, yeah.
And have you got any aspirations for this and the RG?
We obviously hope to be running up at the sharp end. We've got Phil Crow on the bike this year. Phil's first time riding the bike around the TT. We had a test the other day and that went very well.
So you had a few problems with this bike last year with engines. What are the main differences for this year?
We had some real problems with the ignition and stuff last year. We've changed all of that system for this year. The chassis seems to work really well. We're keeping the same K-Tech suspension. We've got the Dimag wheels, Brembo brakes.
And what about the engine components? How does that fit into the regulations? What can and can't you do?
The thing is with the Classic, it's a 4-lap race. These are based on original 1980s engines. There's not the fancy electronics that you have these days. There's no fuel injection. It is all carburetted. So really the whole essence of it is trying to make it as tractable as you can rather than going for absolute outright power.
And Tim, does the engine components here, are they fitting in with the vintage parts program just yet?
Yeah, they do. I mean, the 1100 engine that it's based on is actually not on the program, but it doesn't mean to say the parts aren't available. You know, they're readily available, and there's quite a few parts in the internals.
Well, the two bikes must be probably the best presented bikes in the paddock, no doubt.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, we'll look forward to seeing the Team Classic Suzuki boys in action tomorrow when racing returns to the Isle of Man Classic TT, and I hope the conditions are a little more favourable. Chris, the first race out tomorrow is the junior race, 4-lapper. Who's looking strong in that one?
So for me, I think there's going to be 3 main contenders. Michael Rutter won that race last year. He's not had the best of luck this week, but hopefully he can turn that round tomorrow. Jamie Coward as well, he was on the podium last year, and he's had a strong week and just missed out on that top step in the senior race. But for me, I think Lee Johnson, he could do the double. He won the lightweight race yesterday, and he looks strong up there, and he suits that 350 Honda really well.
And it's the 350 Honda that's a strong bike around here. I know Lee Johnson's actually the lap record holder. He did it on an MV Augusta, but I think his frame is ideal for this kind of race. Now, the other race tomorrow is again another 4-lapper. In the afternoon, it's a Superbike race. That'll be hotly contested.
Yeah, for me, I can't see past Dean Harrison taking that one. He's the lap record holder in that class, and he's had a pretty sensational season. And here in the TT earlier in the year, he was setting some fantastic times. So he's good on that Kawasaki. He knows the bike really well. And the opening night, he set the field alight really with that opening lap. So yes, certainly one to watch. But there'll be some others around as well.
You've got Conor Cummins on that gorgeous Padgett's Yamaha.
Yeah, he struggles to get laps in on that Yamaha. He said, I think he took it out the other night and he said, I feel like a real man now. He said, I took it out and he's a right beast to ride. So yeah, if the bike lasts and he can go steady way, then for sure he'll be up there.
Sure. And there's some familiar names out there as well, like Michael Rutter and James Hillier. They know this place inside out.
Yeah, James Hillier as well. He's not had the best of luck so far this week, but that Oxford Ducati that him and Joey Thompson are riding looks gorgeous. So yeah, that should go well.
Fab stuff, great stuff. Well, we look forward to some fantastic action tomorrow on the Isle of Man. Stay with us.